Oh, so I
Are
was
you talking now?
no, because
Yo,
I I had to get takes from multiple experts also, so I would get a wide variety of opinions.
okay, let's hear it.
Um, oh, wait a minute. No, no. Let's hear yours.
Well, what is your no? Let's hear it. As in, like, what's your question? You were because I don't know
Oh
what the
well.
question
Oh
is.
well. Okay. Well. I maybe I'm ignorant for that, but I didn't even know the actual conflict happening and the main moving parts and just what it is. So I know like what's happening when I see a news title or I see a news video or I see a speech or article or something.
So, the United States of America has been in active conflict or occupying Afghanistan for the past 20 years. Okay. In the aftermath of 9/11, in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, Osama bin Laden was, according to our intelligence community, uh, in the hands of the Taliban, basically. Like that he was in Afghanistan and that the Taliban, in Taliban controlled regions. So
Right.
what ended up happening is the American government said, we're going to bomb the fuck out of Afghanistan and we're going to blow you guys up. We're going to blow your shit up. We are going to, you're going to fucking give us Osama bin Laden. Okay.
Right.
And then the Taliban, even in some instances, the Taliban was like, okay, hold on. We don't fucking want that. We'll give you Osama bin Laden, but we have to negotiate. Like, you know, we're fine with extraditing him to a third country that's a neutral third country or something like that. And you know, we want actual investigations to occur so we know that he was responsible for 9/11, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they were definitely still aligned with Osama bin Laden. They were offering a protectionist policy to Osama bin Laden, who was responsible for the 9/11 attacks, while, you know, saying that we don't want to be bombed. So we'll fucking, you know, we're willing to
Right.
give him up. Basically,
And did they?
no, what ended up happening is George W. Bush said, fuck no, okay, we're coming. And then they did. They invaded Afghanistan. The American government did.
Okay.
And throughout the course of the past 20 years, we've been engaging in active conflict in Afghanistan. There was an establishment of a green zone, a safe area that the United States basically completely occupied in Kabul. It's a big city with 4 million citizens living in it. Outside of that, Afghanistan was still very dangerous territory. The United States also engaged in bombing campaigns for multiple years on top of the active, like, boots on the ground military warfare that they engaged in. It killed thousands of civilians. Okay.
Right. I'm listening.
And then I mean, basically it got to a point where we knew for a very long time that this was a never-ending war. It wasn't going anywhere. It was fucking bullshit. That's why many people like yourself probably weren't even aware that we were in Afghanistan and continuing to engage in active war. And the Trump administration originally said, we are going to negotiate with the Taliban. Okay.
Right.
And basically withdraw with a conditional ceasefire. We're going to take all the troops out, the remaining, like, you know, 2,000 troops out of Afghanistan. And
the
negotiations happened under Donald Trump, and Joe Biden fully executed the bargain and the conditional withdrawal. And now everyone's fucking upset because people in Kabul are freaking out for understandable reasons because of the influence of the Taliban. And they're trying to get the fuck out of the country as best as they can, as quickly as they can. And some of them are climbing on top of fucking airplanes and shit and falling off. And now the entire country is completely under the control of the Taliban.
Okay. And how did today and the other ongoings like affecting the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things, like what specifically happened that was like the breaking point that a lot of things are happening now?
The breaking point basically is attrition. Like, we have been there for a very long time, and this is my speculation. I'm gonna add my personal speculation to this. But I think the American government realized a long time ago and finally decided to act on that realization that the Afghan puppet state that they had put in power and the Afghan forces that they had been training that cost $90 billion over the course of the past 20 years when they were training these Afghan forces were not going to be able to hold off the Taliban when the American government inevitably left. What?
I mean, if that's not enough, I mean, what would be enough then?
Exactly, which is precisely why we should have withdrawn, or actually, as a matter of fact, never even gone into Afghanistan to begin with. So basically, they decided to finally execute that withdrawal. There's still going to be a lot of chaos because they are very fundamentalist. They are very, very conservative. You know, kind of like the Republican Party, very religious.
What's a fundamentalist? What is that?
They believe in the bare bones of religion. Their religious interpretation is fundamentalist, as in their understanding of the Quran or their understanding of Islam is kind of like, you know how there's like some Christians that are Pentecostal. You're from Canada. There's Pentecostal Christians out there. You know, like the fucking people that like play around with snakes and shit. They go crazy.
Yeah,
and think that like women shouldn't be able to hold positions of power, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's basically like it's like the same, but for Islam.
Okay. I mean, now that I have a pretty good understanding. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I thought all these things were like not resolved, but like, sort of partially resolved. I didn't know this was an ongoing thing, but now I can put the pieces together from the past, what I knew, and this now. Now there was one more thing. Yeah, what's going on with the president? I like analyzing sometimes the way people speak, or whatever. I feel like Joe Biden was dude. I felt like he was running out of steam. I feel like 2 minutes in, and that was it, man. He looked like he was ready for a nap.
I mean, he's like old. He's always been like that.
But how big of a negative impact it can have that whenever he speaks, it's kind of soulless, and it kind of feels like, with all due respect, it just to me kind of felt a little bit like my old presentation from a sixth grade that I forgot to do, so I kind of winged one the night before, and I'm coming in front of the class with little papers. I'm reading it off the fucking paper.
Yeah, he's not very charismatic. I totally agree. He used to be a lot more charismatic back in the day. I think he's, like I said, he's too fucking old. So that's a problem, but it's not necessarily a problem of governance, because like the fucking president doesn't really run the country. It's a collection of like different kinds of interests and their and the people that uphold those interests that run the country. Lobbyists, legislators, policy advisors, and the like. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter that he's fucking old. He's just basically a symbolic figure at the top there. But I think overall, what he said today was correct. I mean, overall, his main message was, listen, Jack, you know, cut the malarkey. We've been there for 20 fucking years. We don't need to be there any longer. And I personally believe that was the right thing to do. I thought it was the right thing to do to pull out of Afghanistan under Donald Trump. And I still think it's the right thing to do under the Joe Biden administration.
You think it's going to happen? He's going to keep his promise?
I don't know. Because there is an additional troop surge. Now there's 6,000 troops, even though we were pulling out all of our troops, but the 6,000 troops are being used to protect the Kabul airport so they can safely extract all of like the interpreters and the embassy members that are, you know, round the clock working to basically sign off on visas for people that worked and collaborated with the U.S. forces there. And I don't know if they will ever end up coming back into Afghanistan. I always had the suspicion, even under Trump, that we would basically privatize war there. You know what I mean by that? Like we would use... No. You've played Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah.
Basically that. Metal Gear Solid 4. But in real life. PMCs. private military contractors like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Blackwater, which is now Academy. I always assume that, JSOC, the CIA, and private military contractors that we contract out the warfare to would probably maintain the same kind of structures there, but not directly the American military.
Okay. And how many people are trying to get out right now? People falling from airplanes. That's really sad. How many of them are trying to get out and escape?
I don't know the exact number. Probably thousands. Kabul is massive. There's 4 million people there, and it's also it's the most westernized part of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is really interesting. It's like, you know how we have K-Konas here in America and also in Quebec as well. Like in Afghanistan, the K-Konas are like literally unaware of technology to a certain degree. Like a lot of K-Konas are not using the internet. You know what I mean? They're just like straight up, just like living in, they're living in houses and chilling and fucking herding goats and taking care of their poppy farms, right?
Right. Okay.
So I don't know the exact number of people in Kabul, which is the city that is more modernized and more westernized. I don't know how many people from there are like trying to run away, but it's probably a big chunk of people. Yeah.
But people are getting on these airplanes. These airplanes are going where?
They're trying to go anywhere else outside of Afghanistan. They want to go to Turkey. They want to go to Turkey and then to other countries where they wait for the refugee process.
Yeah, an asylum.
Yeah, asylum process to kick in. They want to basically get out of Afghanistan and go anywhere else, so that they can like move. So they can go to like Canada. So they can go to different countries in Europe. Even though France originally, I believe, said today that they were not going to welcome any refugees.
Why not?
Because they have their own issues. There's a lot of racism happening in France, specifically anti-Muslim racism, and they think that if they were to allow any sort of refugees to come into the country, that would probably look bad for Macron.
Who the fuck is Macron?
Macron is the leader of France.
Oh, okay.
Americans don't want to take in any refugees, despite the fact that we are largely responsible for the situation in Afghanistan, both with our withdrawal, but definitely with the 20 years prior to the withdrawal. So there's a lot of people. It's a politically not a great thing to do. It's morally the right thing to do, but it's unfortunately politically not the greatest thing to do. And that is what's motivating these cowardly politicians from taking the correct course of action.
Okay. Wouldn't it be good if there was a place like a neutral zone? When you play MMO, you have a city where people can't fight, right? You can't PvP. Sorry for those bad terms, right? Where in times like this, you could move a bunch of people in where there's like housing and food, and all the countries would all be funding a fund to help, and then it would help everybody at once. In times like this, couldn't they win? And it'd be like a safe, neutral zone. Why don't we have that?
I don't know if you can. I don't know you can disable PvP like you do in a neutral zone. You know what I mean? It's idealistic, but I don't think you can do that, unfortunately, because then you can't disable PvP in real life.
No, I get it, but the people just want to go anywhere else because it's really bad right now. I get it. What if there's a place where there's like basic housing with basic food, almost like just tents on a field or whatever, so people could not die and chill for a little bit, and a neutral zone.
I mean, they have refugee camps. We were basically describing that when people like escape these treacherous conditions back home, they oftentimes go to what is known as refugee camps. The United Nations is one that has some of these refugee camps. Usually the conditions are really poor though, because the tents and all that shit is not great for survival. And then you have to move them from those refugee camps to countries, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
and
it's
and
not
and people don't want them in the countries. They're like, yeah, fuck them. Like, we don't want to have these people in here.
okay. Okay,
You
fair
know?
enough. Yeah, people are saying a question mark, a utopia ND. You know what you're talking about? Well, I was just spitballing on how it sounds something that's feasible when we're saying it, but you're making it sound like it's unfeasible when you actually do it in technically. Sorry though.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
listen. Just because something seems impossible doesn't mean that you should stop dreaming. I think that's like silly as fuck, to be honest. No, it's not a bad thing. It's a good idea. It's something that we could accomplish. It's just that there are different competing interests that get in the way of accomplishing said things. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of coordinating amongst nation states that would be able to put something like this together.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. Okay, fuck man. Okay, well I learned a lot. I think did a good job of explaining the whole thing without giving me too much a personal bias. I think I got a good scope of it. So when is this all gonna end?
When is this all going to end? It's never going to end. Conflict is never ending. It's just a matter of people not paying attention to it anymore. So what's going to end up happening is we'll talk about this like for a week, right? Non-fucking stop. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, what's going on in Afghanistan? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. And then all of a sudden something else is going to happen. And then everyone is going to hyper-focus on that shit. It's always like that. Yeah, someone in the chat said, it's like LSF drama. It's literally the same.
Yeah, it's like when some... Yeah. Small streamer does something bad for years, nobody blinks an eye. Something blows up and now it's mainstream and a lot of people are doing it. Now it's out there. It's like, holy fuck, we gotta change things. Things gotta get better. And then yeah, another drama comes along and things revert back to what they were before.
Mm-hmm.
And sweep under the rug. Oh, okay, I'm moving on, type of thing. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way,
yeah.
I mentioned this before, but I saw your takes about my fucking clothing.
Yeah,
okay?
I was trying. I was just gonna,
I think. Look, listen. I suspect that your build is better than mine overall to be able to wear fashionable clothing. Because of your build, you look like, like a clothes hanger, and that's like unironically what the model build is.
Yeah, it's a good build, but the problem with that build is that it takes a considerable amount of time to find the gear that fits the build. The problem is that the clothing clothing when you buy them when they're manufactured normally for normal people, when I wear it, it simply won't fit. I need to find things that are specific, like either if the length of the t-shirts or the sleeves is good, the neck isn't going to be good. If it's all good, it's going to be too large on the sides, right? If everything fits, the bottom part of the shirt is going to be not long enough, and I'll look like an idiot. Like, it's actually hard to find correct sizings that are all around good. Because believe it or not, I actually wear XL more often than I wear large. But instead, when I wear XL, what it does is that it makes the collar big, but the rest of the dimensions make sense. So I wear two t-shirts, one under to fix the neck, and one over, to have it how the sizing that I want. That makes sense?
Yeah, but that's my problem too, because I'm too big. So no one ever makes clothes that fit me perfectly, right? And there's certain ways that clothing is like supposed to sit on you, like different styles, like some, especially like baggy clothes are kind of fashionable, you know what I mean? And I can't wear anything baggy because like I would have to wear like a triple XL. More often than not, they literally don't have triple XL clothing that is fashionable to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So, and then even if there is one where I finally get one and I wear it, I look like a fucking Roblox character. So my take is, if you and I were to go to a store where we got dripped up with the same exact fit, you would look better than me because of that problem. Where like you're lanky.
Yeah, I'd be down to do that. Right?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to do.
But I can't do like fucking 8 necklaces with fucking seashells or some bullshit. I can't be doing that.
Okay.
Or rings.
But the rest I can do that. One step at a time. One step at a time. You don't have to get in. You don't have to dive in on the necklace side so quickly. You know what I mean? You wear the same fucking Whataburger hoodie for like 8 days in a row. Okay, I'm not trying to get you to fucking put on pearl necklaces.
Necklaces are fine. I don't mind necklaces. One like a cool one that's like out there's like, oh look, that's a necklace and it's contrasting it. Whenever you spam, I think that's the problem now is that hype beast Andes, they just spam. They say red belt Gucci, orange shirt Chanel, fucking jacket blue Dior, and they load all that bitch ass in. And it looked like clown, like yeah, bro. But look, it's expensive, and look, it looks fashion. But it's fashion because you're wearing things that are made to be fashion, that are fashion labeled stuff. But you're wearing them in a way that doesn't match their purpose.
No, I understand. I'm not. First of all, people do that all the time, and that's totally normal. It's artistic in expression, but I don't wear any of the fucking designer shit anyway. I never wear designer shit. So I don't disagree with you. I think people certainly rely heavily on like the designer brands making you look good or like making you feel like you have taste. I see it all the time, but that's not what I'm stating. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay. So then where do you shop then? If you want to go shopping, where would you go first?
We can go to a thrift store. We can go to regular stores. Well, you can get like designer shit if you get like nothing that's like aggro as fuck that isn't like Fendi all around. But yeah, I just want to be able to find two of the same. I have a fashion designer friend that I interviewed on my podcast recently.
It's a hot girl.
No. He's the man. He's dope. He's a Vietnamese dude from Minnesota. And his name is Kai. He's on the new HBO show, The Hype. There's like a new HBO fashion show. Anyway, but I want him to like take us to all these stores because he's friends with all of them, like all the labels and stuff like that. And I want to go to like every single one and get dripped out because I know for a fact you would look better than I do in the same fucking clothing that we're wearing because nothing will fit me appropriately, whereas everything will fit. You can find something that fits you appropriately.
All right, we'll try then. Let's actually do that then.
Yeah. All right, we'll do it.
Okay, we'll do it then. I actually got to commit. We're doing it.
All right. Well, now that you said it in front of your audience, like they're gonna fucking yell at you if you don't do it. So.
Yeah. I could just
some drip shit, some IRL drip stream.
Okay. So we're gonna go to stores and he knows people over there, so it's not gonna be awkward. He's gonna like lead us or something.
Yeah.
Okay, doable then.
All right.
Okay, good. All right, let's do that then. Okay, well, I'll give it in Dutch. Thanks for the talk, man. Thanks for helping out.
No problem. All right, peace.
Peace, man. Have a good day.
So. All right.